The Lord of the Rings Magic set was recently introduced into MTG Arena, and it brought with it an awesome 2-card infinite combo in Historic. And the best part about it is that both cards are uncommon. So today we're going to be taking a look at an awesome deck that requires very few rare or mythic wildcards, and you can actually cut it down to 0 very easily, and can go infinite pretty easily. Let's jump into it. Alright, this is what the deck is looking like. You'll notice that it's a pretty low curve, with most of the deck being in that 3-drop slot and the 1-drop slot. It is pretty light on rares, with the only rare or mythic being Heliod, which definitely can just be swapped out for some other white tempo piece or card draw spell, and the lands, which again can be swapped out. But this 3-drop slot is kind of what you're looking at here. We have Scurry Oak, which is an uncommon, and this is kind of the main card in the deck that we are trying to go infinite with. It goes infinite with 3 other cards in the deck. The one we mostly are talking about here is Rosy Cotton. This allows for a really easy turn 3 infinite combo, where turn 1 you play either Elvish Mystic or Llanowar Elves, turn 2 you play Scurry Oak, turn 3 you play Rosy, which then allows you to attack with an infinitely large Scurry Oak. However, we can't always rely on getting these 2 cards, so there are some backup plans as well. So Scurry Oak plus Heliod plus a Soul Warden or a Lunarch Veteran will also go infinite, because what will happen is Scurry Oak will make a creature, which will then gain us a life through one of these 2 guys, and then Heliod will say, oh, you gained a life, let's put a counter on something, which will then create a creature. This also works with Cleric class, so if you get it to level 2, it says whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, so if you do cut Heliod, you still have 2 ways of going infinite. We also have a card that I've been having a lot of fun with, that being Reprieve. It is a 2-cost, basically white counter spell, where instead of countering it, it puts it in its owner's hand, but then you get to draw a card, so it replaces itself, making digging for the combo a little easier, or if you are using it after your combo is out, it lets white kind of interact with your opponent's interaction, and maybe you buy you that 1 extra turn that you need to actually win the game. Alright, let's jump into this first game. I'm not liking that hand. I'm not liking this one either. Here we actually have the infinite combo on turn 3. We'll drop those. We do not have any redundancy, which is a little scary, but we'll see how this goes. And you can kind of see the intended play pattern. Obviously, things have to go pretty well in order to get the turn 3 win, but you can go infinite turn 3 pretty easily, assuming they don't remove either of my things, which, you know, blue can bounce. We'll see what other colors they're in. But yeah, if they get rid of any piece of this combo, we've pretty much lost the game. And that is something to be aware of. This is kind of a glass cannon, kind of fun deck. Don't expect to be climbing a mythic with this, but it is something that if you want to have some fun with an infinite combo and not invest too many resources, a lot of people already have Heliod. I know I did. He's been kind of a big thing in a lot of different metas where he's just seen play. And so a lot of people already have that, and so if you have Heliod, this is literally 0 rares to build. If you don't have Heliod, you can just ignore him. I have only gone Heliod infinite a couple times because it is a little more complicated. You do need, 3 cards instead of 2, but it does help. And here we win. We do go infinite. They didn't get rid of our stuff, which is nice. Alrighty, let's see here. This is not great. Pretty much how you want to play this deck is you want to mulligan until you get Scurry Oak. You'll find the other pieces a lot more commonly, but Scurry Oak is the only thing that doesn't have redundancy. So here I'm thinking we'll drop the Heliod. We have the turn 3 infinite combo again with Rosy, but if they do remove Rosy, we also have Lunarch Veteran and Heliod. This is a much more sustainable hand. We just have to make sure we're hitting our land drops, which is really just an issue with any deck. So we'll see. I'm going to play the Lunarch Veteran. The other nice thing about having Lunarch Veteran is that if you do get a really big Scurry Oak and a lot of squirrels, but for some reason, you think you might run into a board wipe, or, you're worried about removal or something like that, it means you at least gain a bunch of life and can stall until you get the combo again. So even if you don't have the Heliod part of it, it can be nice to have that Lunarch Veteran ahead of time. We are really going to be screwed if we do not draw a land here. I think we're going to be too far behind to be able to do anything. Guild Summit, that's fine. They're basically taking a turn off to set up their future turns. Looks like a Gates deck. That is a little concerning because Gates Ablaze will wipe out all of our squirrels, and Arboreal Grazer will block our Scurry Oak next turn. So I don't really see a world where we win next turn, but we can gain a bunch of life. We can gain a bunch of life, get a bunch of creatures. They'll probably Gates Ablaze, but then we will see. So they're going to Saku this route, so they're not a route. So they're not going to really be interacting with us. They are going to be drawing cards, so the odds that they have Gates Ablaze is quite high, especially considering they see Scurry Oak. Just know if you do play this deck, people know that Scurry Oak is a combo piece. It has been with Heliod for a while, just Rosie makes it a little more consistent. So we'll play Rosie here, make the food, put the counter on Scurry Oak. If you can get out Rosie and Heliod, then you can win if you have another creature. Like here, I could be stacking up both Scurry Oak and Lunarch Veteran if I had Heliod, because I'm gaining a life for each of these triggers. But we'll see. I'm assuming that I am going to be running into a Gates Ablaze, so I'm going to try to gain as much life to stall as much as I can, so we'll see when we hit the rope. But yeah, I'm just going to, fast forward this in post so you don't have to watch this entire thing. Alright, now we put the last one on the Lunarch Veteran, we gain a bunch of life, and we swing. He has to block Scurry Oak, we deal 2 damage. Next turn, I'm assuming he's going to Gates Ablaze, killing the rest of our creatures, but we should be left with our Scurry Oak. But just in case he has some form of removal plus Gates Ablaze, we have a little bit of life to dig for Scurry Oak. But you'll notice that if that piece gets removed, we are kind of screwed here without a major strategy. Yes, Lunarch Veteran plus Heliod, Sun Crown can do something, but it's not a lot. We could probably give things lifelink and gain a little bit of life to get counters, but it's just not something we really want to do. That's to be expected. Let's see what they do here. I'm kind of sad because I'm expecting a Gates Ablaze here. But I mean, I guess we still have lethal, but I just assume that this many cards he has to have removal. And no, okay, they're digging, and let's see, Baldur's Gate taps for 2, and then would add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So it taps for essentially 3. Okay, yep, there that is. So they're left with 2 mana. Can they remove Scurry Oak for 2 mana? There's lots of cards that do it. Nope. All right, we win another game. That went pretty well. Let's jump into another one. All right, let's jump into this. I am messing around with Mana Tithe in the deck. Again, it's completely optional, and the deck list in the description won't have it, but I am experimenting. We actually do have it here in the opening hand. This is a risky hand to keep because we don't have the combo, and so this is something that's kind of an unfortunate circumstance. But let's see how it works. We have Reprieve, we have Mana Tithe. We actually are kind of controlling here. We're a Selesnya deck that started with 2 counter spells in hand, which is kind of ridiculous. I think we're not going to play Soul Warden. We're just going to Reprieve, hope to draw a card, which then will hopefully be Rosie or Heliod, both of which work. We also can just Mana Tithe that, actually, if they're going to tap out for it. Yeah. We'll play Soul Warden. This, again, leaves mana up for Reprieve, just in case they play something. We want to kind of slow them down, hopefully just dig to our combo piece. Again, this is a very low to the ground, low mana value combo. If your opponents build up a board or, have a large amount of removal, this combo just isn't going to work. Cultivate, we're going to bounce it. Might be the wrong move here, but I think we just need to slow them down, and we just keep hitting lands. We get another Reprieve. They're probably going to, hate themselves after this because we're just probably going to bounce back their Cultivate again. We're kind of hoping they miss a land drop. They don't, but let's see. Smothering Tide. No, we're going to bounce that back. Let's see. Oh, that's Lana Wells. We don't need that. We don't need Soul Warden. I mean, I guess we can gain some life. That's the nice thing about having these, is that even if you're not comboing with them, they do buy you some time, which is kind of nice. You kind of have to have a little bit of a mix of buying time and all of that. But typically, if you're getting to the point where you're buying time, you're probably already, dead. So I don't really have high hopes for this. I think we just pay for this every time. Yeah, and I think we probably put down Scurry Oak. Yes, it's making it a little vulnerable, but right now our best bet is that we have 4 power on board, so that is lethal in 4 turns, assuming they don't do anything. They seem to just be ramping, so that's our best hope right now. It also means that we are technically 1 draw away from winning the game at this point because Scurry Oak won't have that Summoning Sickness, but I'll feel a lot better about it next turn once we have Reprieve open. Yep, we'll pay for that. let's see. So this will bring him down to 11. Now we have 5. We're still on a 3-turn clock here, but you know, if we can get some extra creatures, it's possible we bring it to a 2-turn clock, depending on what we draw. Again, Rosy Cotton or Heliod both win the game pretty much on the spot. I guess we would have to gain life. So it wouldn't win on the spot. Oh, that's a board wipe. I mean, we can reprieve it. I mean, like, might as well. That buys us 1 more turn to draw. That's the Lunarch Veteran. Yeah, we pay for it. There's no way we can do anything about it on the second one. So I guess we swing. I don't really see a way out, but we'll keep playing. Maybe they'll be dumb and forget they have it or think they have a better plan. This time they actually have more lands. No, we're not going to concede. Okay. I guess they were counting mana. There we go. My stuff dies. They have 8 infectious guys. Luckily, our Soul War didn't see it, but I guess they have Toxic, so it doesn't really matter. We'll pay. We'll put down the Scurry Oak. The odds that we pull both of our Scurry Oaks, but no Heliod or Cleric's Class or Rosy is kind of bizarre. But, yeah. Either way, Immortal Sun. What is this deck? Is this just like ramp into expensive stuff? Guys, I have no idea what this deck is. Seems kind of interesting. I guess it's just ramp into big stuff. It's kind of cool. You know, we're going to not block. We pretty much have to pull Rosy here. Nope, no Rosy means we lose the game. We're just going to concede. That did not go as planned. All right, that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. If you want to try out the deck, click in the link in the description. You'll get straight to the deck list. Again, you can cut the Heliods and basically make it a no rare deck. It's pretty awesome. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want to see more content, check out this video where I break down the top 10 most expensive box toppers from Lord of the Rings. And check out this video where I talk about my top 5 favorite commanders from the set. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.